seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn. Remember that chaining good corners together will give you a consistency bonus. garage.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are a Mercedes, Hamilton and Kimi Räikkönen. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three, a Mercedes, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. That's it for practice then. We'll see you again soon.
test complete, and that was a very good job indeed.
As all the cars are now over the line, your top three again are a Mercedes, Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly. The pit lane will be open shortly, which means it's nearly time for qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza.
Turn 1's always a considerable...
Fantastic. You've got pole.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are a Mercedes, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Are you feeling confident that you can take your qualifying pace into the race? Were those faults a bad omen for qualifying and the race? Great, well that's everything.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance. Remember to select a driver that you consider your rival from the rivalry screen on the workstation. Performing well against your rival can earn you respect and better terms when it comes to our contract reviews.
It's race day here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Raikkonen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Mercedes in pole position then, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo and Perez, Leclerc, Ocon, Magnussen and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Verstappen, Pierre Gasly and Van Dorn, Sirotkin, Grosjean, Marcus Ericsson and Nico Hülkenberg. They've taken a grid penalty. Hartley and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. fastest lap for the race. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. This is your final lap of the race. Fantastic! You've won the Grand Prix.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
Here come our winning drivers then, out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling Grand Prix. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in. Congratulations to our top 3 today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. A strong race then for our championship leader. That's extended their advantage at the top of the standings. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Look at where Roman Grosjean finished compared to where he started. That's a really strong performance, so driver of the day has to go to him, I think.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective. Was there really any competition for you today? You must be happy with the result today. Would you say that your rival is still on your level? It's looking like the championship is already won. Do you think there's still time for this to change? Great! Well, that's everything.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
You hit your last team goal. Well done. That should get the team a nice boost to their development, and it won't hurt when it comes to your next contract review either.
Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. All right, everyone, let's get on top of this. Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Welcome to all of you joining us here in Singapore as the clock ticks down towards the green light. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant. And I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulation? And how much you have to do, how much you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching numbers back at base, but what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There's so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around the racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. And that's why we end up with different drivers having different setups. So what I'm trying to say is, Crofty, nothing beats on-track testing.
I've had a chat with Carl about the new parts and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so give them a try. Let's try for purple. You'll get a bonus for consistency if you can chain good corners together. Program complete and a job well done. We got our best lap so far is a 1 minute 44.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are a Mercedes, Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. That concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend unfolds.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? You had the fastest time in practice. Will we see similar times in qualifying? You left some body work out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip? Well, thanks anyway.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three, a Mercedes, Vettel and Fernando Alonso.